ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் சென்ட்ரலின் நூற்றாண்டு விழா கடந்த பிப்ரவரி மாதம் 23ஆம் தேதியன்று சென்னையில் நடந்தேறியது. இவ்விழாவின் தலைமை விருந்தினராக மேதகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் RN ரவி அவர்கள் வந்திருந்து விழாவினை சிறப்பித்தார். மேலும் கௌரவ விருந்தினராக துக்ளக் இதழின் ஆசிரியர் குருமூர்த்தி மற்றும் கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் அமைப்பின் தலைவரான KS ஸ்ரீபதி, துணைத் தலைவர் ராமச்சந்திரன், செயலாளர் ஹிமானி டத்தார் ஆகியோரும் கலந்து கொண்டு விழாவினை சிறப்பித்தார்கள். கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் சென்ட்ரல் அமைப்பின் தலைவர் KS ஸ்ரீபதி அவர்கள் வரவேற்புரையாற்றினார்.
It has had a checkered history, yes, and during its travel to this 100th year, it has got several programs. Today, under its umbrella, we have more than 21 projects, which covers pre-primary school children's education to the higher secondary schools education, a college for teachers training, nutritional support to the young and the old, I use the word elders, counseling for the women prisoners, and also nutrition support to the leukemia affected children. We decided that yes, the Guild of Services should have the focus as education. Now, mere education, bookish knowledge, like the Rig Veda says, Anabhadra Krito Yantu Vishwatha, that is, it states, knowledge wherever it is from, please take it. Okay. But what Rajaji said, Rajagopalacharya, fondly known as Rajaji, bookish knowledge is useless tinsel. So we do not want to impart useless tinsel to the children. So we decided that we would give value-based education. The focus is education, but value-based education. That value we have started imparting. Now, how do we do that? We got teachers to be trained in institutions from institutions like the Ramakrishna Mission. It has been a great success. Every child is born with some talent, but it is latent. So it is the duty of the institutions to bring that out. We have succeeded, I would say that in this, during the last 1 year, we have succeeded in finding out that yes, the children are talented. We have to nurture and then bring them together. Now, coming to the actual welcome aspect, I suddenly remember this particular Gita statement, Sve Sve Karmani. Then it goes, Abhiratah Samsiddhim Labate Naraha. It just means if a person chooses a profession according to his aptitude and intuition, success is certain. This is the essence of this statement. Now, it is but fitting that the Guild of Services management decided to invite our Sri RN Ravi, the Honorable Governor of this state, to be the chief guest for this grand finale. Welcome you, sir, to this function. By profession and education, a chartered accountant, but chartered a path of authorship and journalism. He sailed through adversaries and adversities and created a niche for himself as a journalist. Welcome to you, Sri Gurumurthy.
மேதகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் RN ரவி அவர்களுக்கும் கௌரவ விருந்தினர் குருமூர்த்தி அவர்களுக்கும் மலர் கொத்துகளை கொடுத்து கௌரவித்தனர்.
To commemorate this landmark moment, I now request Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu to release the Guild of Service Coffee Table Book, 100 Years of Spreading Hope and Happiness.
கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸின் 100 ஆண்டுகள் நம்பிக்கையையும் வளர்ச்சியையும் விவரிக்கும் காஃபி டேபிள் புத்தகத்தை மேதகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் RN ரவி அவர்கள் வெளியிட்டு புத்தகத்தின் முதல் பிரதியை குருமூர்த்தி அவர்களுக்கு வழங்கினார். இவ்விழாவில் மேதகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் RN ரவி அவர்கள் நூற்றாண்டு விழாவினையும் சேவைகளையும் பாராட்டி சிறப்புரையாற்றினார்.
Warmest greetings and best wishes to all the members of the Guild of Service on attaining and celebrating the centenary of this organization, which is committed to the service to the society. So the Seva Samajam in its 100 years of journey has touched the lives of large number of people for the good And all those, right from the pioneers to those who sustained this organization, because 100 years is a significant segment of time in the life of an institution. All those people, they deserve applaud, and I pay tribute to all of them. I'm very confident that this organization will continue serving the society for many, many years to come. This organization, Seva Samajam, has been working in the field of education, skill development, women empowerment, and maybe many others. I'm sure the leaders of this organization and the volunteers, the members of the family, would continue steering it, guiding it with a greater commitment to service. One of the literature I was reading of the Guild of Service is Seva Samajam is serving the less fortunate, helping those who are in dire need of help. And in pursuit of that noble objective, it has been carrying on all these activities, and it has grown, and I'm told it uses the metaphor of banyan tree. It has grown quite large. Congratulations to all those associated with the Guild of Services for making it so large and making it so worthy and worthwhile. When we celebrate, or any organization celebrates the centenary, it's a time. It's just not any other milestone. It's a very, very significant moment, if you call it moment, in the life of an institution. When we introspect what we have done, learn lessons, and prospect into the future, how to take it forward. And I'm sure the Seva Samajam the leaders and volunteers would be doing that. While Seva Samajam has completed the 100 years and it has moved forward. And maybe, I think 25 years later, it will be celebrating another milestone, 125th year. Our country is also has celebrated 75th year and is moving forward to Amrit Kal, to quarter century of centenary celebration. By 2047, the country has a dream where to reach. And things are being reimagined in the way. How? In what way each one of us as an individual or as a collective can contribute to taking the country to its destiny. A destiny we all know is to be the benevolent leader of the world. We look at our country as a family, not in piecemeal, not in areas, not in regions, not in terms of the northeast, northwest, south, east. No, the whole country is a family. This is a concept which ought to have been there soon after the British left, but unfortunately we didn't. We kept looking at the country the way the British looked at the country, colonizers looked at the country. And as a result, we kept subdividing ourselves. But now that we have started looking at the country from our own eyes, looking at it as a family, you see there is no discrimination. Irrespective of political dispensation, the country, the family must grow. And when you look at the country, there is no scope for anyone to leave anyone. There is no question of any preferential treatment. Okay, someone is sick, you can ignore. If you consider that person as a member of your family, that person has to be treated. What is happening in the last 7-8 years, because of reimagining the country and reimagining the problems of the country, can the Seva Samajam also look at it? Because our motto is service, our commitment is service is a creed. It is not a service signaling, it is service is a creed. And if that is so, in what way we can do it? In the next 25 years, in what way we can help the country to reach where it should and where it is destined to reach? Today, education is a fundamental right. We have all around schools, you have all around colleges. We have a skill development. Now we have Union Ministry has a Ministry of Skill Development itself. They are doing a lot of work, a lot of resources being pumped in. Now should the Seva Samajam continue doing the patchwork in it? Because we know that we are doing with a limited resources. We don't have that. We can continue doing it, or do we reimagine what more we can do? Now, here, I just urge this body, can we think of doing something? So far we have been talking and we have been doing services to the less fortunate. Can we think of unfortunate? There are a lot of people in our society who are unfortunate. Can we think of something about them? Let us say, for example, leprosy. Every year we have in the country about 1.25 lakhs leprosy patients. In our own Tamil Nadu, we have over 40,000 leprosy patients. Many of them have been cured. There are 850 leper colonies in the country. There are quite a lot here and quite a lot here in the vicinity of Chennai itself. People have been cured, but because they lost the senses, they fall victim, because when they go and cook food, they don't know how it is and they get burnt and the bleeding starts, they suffer. Another area, another unfortunate people in our society are the transgender, the third gender. And the way we look at them, it also shapes their behavior. Can we think of something? The children, especially the third gender children, make them, sort of pick them up and try to help them building their own career, their own life. Can we extend our philanthropy? Can we extend our services to these unfortunate people? There are many others. I think that would be a great service. In the next 25 years, we can help these, what Mahatma Gandhi called Antim Jan, what our Prime Minister also called Antim Jan. Antim Jan is not only just poor people. Poor people, poverty elevation is going on. There are a lot of initiative being taken, and we will always have some relative poor. But unfortunate people, I think if this Seva Samajam can think of them and can bring them in the fold of their service, that would be a great contribution to our country, to when by the time we rise, we can say that yes, these unfortunate people are no longer unfortunate. They are respectable, dignified member of our society. That's all I have to say. I am sure I wish you all the best in the days to come, in the years to come, and I'm sure the Seva Samajam not only will celebrate 125th centenary, along with the centenary of our nation, but it will continue having 200-year centenary and beyond that. Thank you very much. Jai Bharat.
இவ்விழாவில் கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸின் பால விஹாரை சேர்ந்த ராகஸ்ரீ பெர்லினில் நடைபெறவிருக்கும் சிறப்பு ஒலிம்பிக்ஸில் கைப்பந்திற்காகவும் சிறப்பு ஒலிம்பிக்ஸில் கால்பந்திற்காக பூபாலனும் தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்டதை பாராட்டி மேதகு தமிழக ஆளுநர் பரிசுகளை வழங்கினார்.
The centenary celebrations also showcase the talent of students from GOS and school students from Chennai City through GOS inter-school essay, oratorical and storytelling competitions, Chennai Run, GOS inter-school Kho-Kho and Kabaddi tournaments, and a play on Mahakavi Bharatiyar. As part of 100 years of life-changing humanitarian service, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to have with us our guest of honor, the S. Gurumurthy, editor Tugla. We now request him to address the gathering.
You know, in 2005, I was in Atlanta addressing a group of Indians. They said that India is rising, Indian economy is rising, India's global stature is rising, but the Indian people's approach to one another is not being appreciated because India is not a philanthropically highly noted country. This was the unanimous response I was getting from different people. I came back and studied, and I was astounded to find how wrong that perception is and how we have allowed that perception to fester. I'll give you 2-3 examples. This happened in 2005. In 2003, the participatory research agency in India made a study of the philanthropic habits of the Indian people. I am not talking about organized charity. 40% of the Indian families do charity without the knowledge of anybody. 86% of them who do charity are earning below 100,000 rupees per annum, and 26% of them are not even schooled. 30% of them live below the poverty line. This is the study of participatory research agency in India. And so far as the corporates are concerned, in 2012, Hudson report said, I don't get into the detailed title of the report, it said the corporate charity in Asia is almost 150% of the corporate charity of America, of Asians, of Indians. And it goes on to say how philanthropy is a great tradition in India, rooted in their earliest scriptures. You know, it's all said about people who give, they are praised. But it is the reverse in India. When Swami Vivekananda went to America, many people met him because he became overnight such a celebrity. Everybody came in search of him, and so did Rockefeller. Rockefeller came and he was introduced just like anybody, and he received him just like anybody. He didn't give him any special treatment. Rockefeller thought that he was not well received because he didn't go with a check. Next day, Rockefeller went to him and met him with a check. Then Swami Vivekananda took the check and put it on the table. He said, you are not even saying thanking me. He said, in our culture, in our tradition, in our spiritualism, it is the giver who thanks the receiver. This is what Taittiriya Upanishad says. The lakshanas, the qualities a giver must have, is explained in Taittiriya Upanishad. The person giving has to do it humbly. He shouldn't do it arrogantly. So this country, which had this kind of tradition, is being perceived as a country bereft of philanthropical tradition, is something on which all of us should ponder where we have gone wrong. In India, institutionalized charity is a recent happening. Guild of Service is one of the greatest examples of that, because in the last 150 years only this kind of institutionalized charity developed in India. Otherwise, charity was a household affair. I come from a village. You know, my mother used to wait outside the house till 12 o'clock noon to see whether any guest is coming, Atithi is coming. We always used to keep food for 2 people in the night because nobody should go hungry. These are very normal traditions. You don't have trusted deeds for that. You don't have income tax exemption for that. These are all the characteristics of an impersonal society. We were a highly personalized society. In our village, I don't think anybody would have been left hungry by people who had the means to see that they don't go hungry. The normal Indian tradition. But that is not how India is being perceived. So, the work of Guild of Service and institutions like this, which are hundreds and thousands in this country, we'll have to think that their work is not to say that this is the kind of work we are doing, but this is the kind of work that this country does is far more important, because India is now a rising power in every sense of the term. We are now going to be we are the 5th, and we in 2027 we are going to be the 4th largest economy. In 2032 we are going to be the 3rd largest economy. All this will put up the name of being a power. But we don't want to be power in the sense in which the Western countries have been, or in the sense in which China is rising. We have to be a benevolent power. And that has to be done by saying how we have lived a life for 5,000 years. And one of the most important ingredients of that will be to project how philanthropy is a mass affair in India, and it is not a class affair or a corporate affair or an organized affair. Thank you very much.
கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் அமைப்பின் துணைத் தலைவர் என் ராமச்சந்திரன் சிறப்புரையாற்றினார்.
100 years ago, a group of visionary women set out to create an organization that would address the needs of the most vulnerable society in our country. Over the years, the Guild has grown in strength and numbers. Today, we celebrate the tremendous impact the Guild has had on the lives of our countless individuals and persons in Tamil Nadu. The Guild's motto, service before self, has been the guiding principle behind every initiative and project undertaken by its members. They have worked tirelessly to provide healthcare, education, and welfare services to those in need, especially women and children. One of the remarkable achievements of the Guild has been its role in supporting the education of underprivileged children. Through its schools and vocational training services, the Guild has helped many children realize their potential and build a better future for themselves and their families. The Guild's commitment to social service is an inspiration to all of us. Their dedication and selflessness are a testament to the power of human kindness. Today, let us take a moment to reflect on the importance of service to humanity. As we celebrate the Guild Centenary, we also need to acknowledge the challenges that lie ahead. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented difficulties for people across the world, and our country is no exception. The Guild of Service has responded to this crisis with courage and compassion, providing relief and support to vulnerable communities. I would like to congratulate the Guild on its 100th anniversary. I also wish to express my gratitude to all the volunteers, staff, and supporters who have made this milestone possible. Your work has made a profound difference in the lives of countless people, and I am honored to be part of this celebration. Once again, I congratulate the Guild of Service on its remarkable journey of 100 years, and may it continue to inspire and empower generations of social activities in the years to come. Thank you.
விழாவின் நிறைவாக கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் சென்ட்ரலின் கௌரவ செயலாளர் ஹிமானி டத்தார் நன்றியுரை வழங்கினார்.
I am very grateful to Thiru R. N. Ravi, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest for today's function in spite of his busy schedule, and to grace this special occasion for the Guild. I would like to thank Thiru S. Gurumurthy, who very kindly agreed to be the guest of honor for the evening. His words of wisdom and experience will surely encourage us to double our efforts to fulfill the mission of this great organization. Thanks are due to Thiru K. Shripati, Chairperson, Guild of Service Central, for his unstinting support and counsel for all the work that the Guild does and for the centenary celebrations. We are grateful to Thiru N. Ramchandran, Chairperson of the Centenary Celebration Coordinating Committee, for spearheading the centenary celebrations of the Guild. And last, but definitely not the least, my staff from the Guild of Service Central Office, who are the backbone of every organizational event or endeavor. A very big thank you for all your effort. On behalf of the Guild of Service, thank you very much.
பூபாலன் நேஷ்னல் லெவலில் ஃபுட்பால் செலக்ட் ஆகிட்டு இப்போது ஸ்பெஷல் ஒலிம்பிக்ஸ் பெர்லின் போகிறாரு. அதனால் இன்றைக்கி கவர்னர் கையால் அவார்டு வாங்கியிருக்கிறார். ராகஸ்ரீ ஹேண்ட்பால் ஈவெண்ட்டுக்காக நேஷ்னல் லெவலில் செலக்ட் ஆகியிருக்காங்க. இவங்களும் ஸ்பெஷல் ஒலிம்பிக்ஸ் பெர்லின் போகிறாங்க. அதனால் கவர்னர் கையால் அவார்டு இன்றைக்கி வாங்கியிருக்காங்க.
எங்களுடைய ஒரு பெரிய திட்டம் என்னவென்றால், இந்த குழந்தைகள், அதாவது ஆதரவற்ற என்றே சொல்லக்கூடும் அந்த குழந்தைகளுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல கல்வி வேண்டும். அதுவும் இந்த டெக்னிக்கல் லிங்க் என்று சொல்வார்களே, அது போன்ற தொழில்நுட்பத்துடன் தேவையான ஒரு கல்வி வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக ஸ்மார்ட் கிளாஸஸ் அவற்றையும் ஆரம்பிக்க விடுகின்றோம். ஏனென்றால் இந்த குழந்தைகள் அடுத்த சில ஆண்டுகளில் மார்க்கெட் தங்களுடைய வேலைகளுக்காக செல்லும் பொழுது இவர்களுடைய படிப்பு ஆகியவை மற்ற குழந்தைகளுக்கு ஒப்பிட்டு நோக்கினோமானால் அது சரியாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு காரணத்திற்காக இதையும் செய்கிறோம். இந்த 100 ஆண்டுகள் இந்த கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் நிறுவனம் செய்த பணிகள் ஏராளம் ஏராளம் ஏராளம்.
இவ்விழாவில் கில்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் சென்ட்ரல் அமைப்பின் முக்கிய பிரமுகர்களும் உறுப்பினர்களும் வந்திருந்து விழாவினை சிறப்பித்தனர்.